How long have you been living here?
I say about 10 years now.
And how long have you been backyard hunting?
Say the past 3 years.
Were you aware that there were others out there just like you?
Not till you folks told me.
Well, what is it you like to hunt? Squirrel? Birds? Possum?
Nah, I hunt me some fairy.
I'm sorry, did you say fairy?
Yeah, that's right.
Like the little creatures in fantasy books?
Yeah, them fairies. What, you ain't never seen none?
Can't say that I have.
Yeah, I've been hunting them little bastards. Cause they be trampling in my garden, stealing all my tools and shit. Oh shit. Can I say shit? Well yeah, they be stealing all my tools and shit. They even get inside of my AC fan. You ever try cleaning a little fairy out of AC fan? Ain't nothing pretty at all, my friend.
So, how many have you...
Burns and Leviticus, get your ass down here, dinner done.
Alright, Mom! Give me a minute! Damn!
How many, fairies have you killed?
Well, none yet. But I venture to say, tonight it's gonna be a little different. Cause they ain't gonna get past old Verna J. No siree, Bob. You stay close. I turned off all the lights, cause they only come out in the dark.
So where do you usually hide?
Shh. You vomit?
Wait, to your right!
You dead? He's dead. My bastard had my pliers too. I know that other one's around here. Oh, shit.
I'm Bill Heintz.
I'm Jason Matherne.
For Terror Optics.
Our last feature film, Gorgasm, has been completed and distributed by us. And since then we've been doing music videos and working on a short film right now. I mean, the idea behind it originally is just that we wanted to make, I was thinking I want to make things that people can show at a party. I want to have something that's just fun to do. Now, we can learn by having fun because there's no stress behind that. We can make mistakes.
We're definitely doing it our way, that's the thing. Like,
yeah. We can certainly just plan out.
We don't have to answer to anybody.
Yeah, and if it messes up, that's fine. We'll figure out what worked and what didn't. And I think it's developed its own aesthetic because of that. And because of having the similar music and artwork and I guess just the style at which we approach filmmaking, it's developed its own kind of look to it. If it's shocking, that's fine because people kind of accept it a little bit more the flaws in it, because we don't know what we're doing.
Kind of jumped in the field and figured it out, mostly with face. I can't say that. Kind of. Well, with CFK, with CFK, our first feature film, it was definitely a crash course in filmmaking.
Yeah.
Like the crew, it was the actors and things like that. You know, everybody did their thing.
We got banned from a few magazines when we did ads for our first film.
Yeah.
Because of the, I don't understand that, because I've seen the ads.
Well, the title of our first film didn't go over so well with advertising.
And I resent that, and I'm not going to pay them again if they ban me. So I don't need that. I mean, it would help. Word of mouth carries the film because it's a very unique film.
Yeah.
So unique that we can't show but a minute of it on
exactly.
TV. No more than a minute. Filming Gorgasm,
before Katrina.
The hurricane hit, and that was a great reason to do it, because we had all these MREs, people were on unemployment. I was
Empty
like,
streets.
we're not making this film. And like, you know, the military police would show up, and we got girls in lingerie. We got a guy with a phallus hanging from his chin. What are you guys doing? And you know, had it been
it's a movie.
Had it been before the storm, we wouldn't have got away with that stuff, man. They were like, what is this called again? Did you hear what he just said? The premiere for Gorgasm was November of 2007.
About a year ago.
Yeah.
Just about a year ago.
Almost a year ago.
So it was almost a 3-year project.
Since the release, once we had DVDs made, Gorgasm, I hate to say it, but you can view Gorgasm in several languages all around the world for free. I don't like that.
It's very downloadable. I like it and people getting to see it, but yeah.
It's in Arabic, Chinese, Japanese, I don't even know what else.
Advice for anybody that wants to make a movie, somebody younger, the drive is the main thing, I'd say. Totally, and just getting out there and doing it, like, no matter how cheap it is, get it started, get it going. We've just been building and building as we go, and now it's been 7 or 8 years that we've been making movies, and it's like, wow, we really can just make a short film in a month and have a finished product. And
the best advice is that if you
get out there,
if you want to do it, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, know that it's going to be hard.
You have to want to do it. It's not just fun. It's fun in retrospect.
Yeah.
When you look at the pictures and you remember you look at the footage and you remember everything, it was fun. But you're gonna sweat, you're gonna work, and you're gonna have to you might lose a friend. It's gonna be compromised, but just do it. And the more you do it, the more little things you'll learn. Pay attention, read books. You know, like if you can afford film school, that's fine too. But if you're not actually out there experimenting, trying new things, you're not gonna learn how to make a film.
Yeah, well, with the Poots video?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely, it was the first thing we shot after we got back from Katrina, and basically just see National Guard everywhere, a lot of trash, and it's like, we're not the types to really exploit our city by making a documentary about the things, so we made a punk video, basically. And my band, the Poots, really goofy stuff, so it's a really goofy video, but it's cool, we got some good footage around the town.
Eating MREs.
Yeah. That's the real McCoy.
Yeah, we roll the Poots video.
Stinkbomb.
Hey, Crapper, you coming or what? The Crapper, dude. It's a mass of gas over the town. The clouds are low and turning brown. Calling in the National Guard. The it's turning in a lard. Stinkbomb! Up in the sky. Stinkbomb! You're gonna fry. Stinkbomb! Squeezing cheese. Stinkbomb! Spitting out grease. Children run all covered in. The marketplace has just got hit. Used car lots are drowning in fat. There's 100 pounds of crap in a laundromat. Stinkbomb! Up in the sky. Stinkbomb! You're gonna fry. Stinkbomb! Squeezing cheese. Stinkbomb! Spitting out grease.
You got it?
Hey, how you doing?
Pallbearers video we just finished. It was, what, 2 weeks ago? Finished this puppy?
We did it in like 3 weekends. Like, it was 3 days of filming.
There's always some hurricane getting in the way. Gustav was in the middle of this one.
Oh yeah.
So go ahead and write that one down. But it came out really well. The videos, well, the song for the video is loosely based off the film Last House on the Left, and with the video we tried to apply that to a more of a Pallbearers approach to it.
If you've seen the film, you can tell the homage to Last House.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
Yeah, roll the Pallbearers video.
Sex crime of the century.
I'm Brad Richard! Later, man!
Hey man, you need some drugs?
Oh, hell no. Crazy looking cracker beckaroo.
Hi. So, do you have any dope?
What kind you need?
Phenobarbital?
Yeah, I got some. It's just right over here.
So basically we participate in the 48-hour film fest held locally, and our genre is drawn as romance.
Not our forte.
Yeah, it was, I think it was the biggest challenge actually, as far as like there were other ones we could have pulled off well. This actually we pulled off really well.
Better than well.
I was surprised.
But yeah, we got romance.
Did we make a cute film?
Made a heartwarming tale in 48 hours, and this won pretty much all categories. Got jaded by the process, didn't like the politics involved, but this is our a contribution to local 48-hour filmmaking.
And it's not offensive.
No, it's not.
Steve.
Hey.
Usual coffee?
Yeah, just coffee.
So how's it looking out there? Is it gonna rain? On the radio, there's like a 60% chance for rain this evening.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. First sip of the day.
There's nothing like it, is there?
So, anything new?
Like I was saying, I hope it doesn't rain tonight. I got this blind date thing I'm going
really?
on. Yeah. You know what blind dates are. You know, it's kind of...
Yeah, well, at least you get dates. Hope he's not too creepy or anything.
Alright, well, see you, Steve.
Yeah, bye.
Tomorrow.
Tia! Tia, can you get the phone with a customer? LeBlanc Apparel and Tailoring. This is Tom. How can I help you? Yes, ma'am. Should be ready by 5 o'clock. Thank you. Hey, Steve. Running a little late?
Good morning, Mr. LeBlanc. So what's on the agenda today?
Oh, we're swamped. Mr. Bro needs a jacket for his mother-in-law's funeral. Happiest day of his life.
You're damn right.
We need to get 7 suits done for the Jackson wedding, and Miss Collins just called about her husband's trousers, wants to know if they'll be ready by 5. Think you can handle it?
No problem. We're almost out of this 127 gauge.
Did you check the back closet?
No, I'll go look.
So how's life, Steve? Find a girlfriend yet? You know they've got these online dating sites. You pretty much find whatever you need. Grannies, trannies, she-males.
You know, if you weren't my boss, if you didn't owe me a raise, I'd tell you to go to hell.
I got your raise right here. I mean, how do you expect to get a raise? You can't even do your job right. I mean, look at these lapels. They're not even even. Your fabric's a little wrinkled down here. I mean, you're asking me for a raise and you can't even do your job right. You need to get out of here and take a break every once in a while. Find yourself an old lady. If not, you know, get this girl down at the Bangkok spa. If you mention my name, maybe
Hey,
she can
Miss
give you
LeBlanc.
Hey, Steve. Did I interrupt something?
The boy's talking about a raise again.
Oh, Steve, you know you're gonna get your raise. But we're not gonna talk about it right now because I've got a big night. I gotta get my hair done. You made reservations, right, baby?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see you later.
Bye, baby. Steve, what's today's date?
The 20th.
It's my anniversary. What time is it?
3:32.
I gotta make reservations, get flowers. Hi, this is Tom LeBlanc. I'd like to make reservations for tonight at 8 o'clock. Flower shop around the corner. Something nice.
You still owe me a raise.
Just get the hell out of here.
Hi, Miss LeBlanc.
Steve, hey, Tom told me you were running errands.
Yeah, we ran out of thread for the cashmere. I was just picking some up.
Oh, okay, well, that's great. Do you think you could pick me up a really nice corkscrew? I got this great bottle of wine for tonight, and I have no idea what I did with mine.
Will do, Tia. Miss LeBlanc. Hey, Mr. LeBlanc.
Steve, gonna need some chocolate. Expensive chocolate. Not that milk chocolate crap. Need some pure cocoa. Meet us at the Columns Hotel for 8 o'clock. We got a room there.
Hi, Miss LeBlanc.
Oh, hey, Steve, you got that corkscrew? Okay, great. How about matches? I could really use some matches, too. I forgot about that.
Matches. You want me to get matches?
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, you got it. Get your matches, bitch.
Steve.
Hi, Mr. LeBlanc. I have your entire romantic anniversary with me.
We're all the way in the back. Come all the way to the back courtyard.
Okay.
By the way, grow a pair of balls.
Hoping it'd be you.
What we're doing right now is called Peep Show Creep, and we just wanted to make a movie for Halloween. Like, this is the month of October, we want to make a horror tale. And so Billy came up with the title way back in the CFK days.
Yeah. It was originally a song title, and there were multiple song titles that just sounded like movie titles, and we're like, oh, eventually we'll make these, and we were throwing little plugs in our other films, and Peep Show Creep always stood out, and, you know, he's like, oh, it's October, we should make a short film. And it's like, basically, like, he's thinking Peep Show Creep. I was like, all right, it's
a good title.
So I put together a script, and we started shooting, a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. And now the heat is on, so
yeah,
for...
we're about halfway through.
On Halloween, October 31st, 2008, Peep Show Creep will be at terroroptics.com. You just click it, watch it, and I guess it'll be on YouTube, and whoever else wants to share it with their friends, that's fine with me.
Yeah, and possibly Timecode NOLA in November?
Hopefully.
Excellent.
Sometimes I wonder if city life is right for me. The bars, the strip clubs, hookers, drunk tourists, the crime. I thrive for these things, but they only make me upset. Once you've been handed all you can take, and you find yourself deprived of all the things that make you happy, you're left with an empty feeling. A feeling that just makes you want to give it all back. And that's just what I intend to do.
My blood type is O negative. I'm a universal donor.
Here's to that blood money.
My best friend is a 15-year-old kid.
Are you a relative of Andy's?
I'm a teacher of his. You gotta talk to her. If not, it's like holding in a big
What you got planned for today?
I don't know yet.
That was f***ing awesome!
What's your name? I'm Mega Mike 5000. I met a girl the other night.
I leaped before I looked.
So you're Ashley's new guy.
She can make a brave man cowardly. I'll see you in the sunlight.
Yoakum's the master of disaster.
Do you know what he's up to?
If I told you, you'd be an accomplice.
You gotta get lost to find yourself, right?
Oh.
He thinks if he drives me home, I'll let him screw me.
Again.
You look like but you still gotta straighten things out around here. The place is gonna fall apart.
Hey, what's your problem, man?
It's like anything. You gotta pick the golden peanuts out of the pile.
It can be hell.
I might come back. I might not.
It's rare blood. Nothing like a little industrial spelunking to clear the mind of life's problems.
It's better to be born lucky. Better to know the way. Wake up every morning and know that it's your day.
What the hell are sundogs anyway? Mistaken heart fools even the sharpest mind.
Who said that?
How do you know I didn't say it?
Because it doesn't involve
Lakeview's flooding came from the breach of the 17th Street Canal, which basically is a drainage canal that separates Orleans from Jefferson parishes. The levee broke on the east side and basically just let Lake Pontchartrain drain into the city. And there was a cement flood wall on top of the earth levee. And my understanding is that the cement portion somehow just couldn't take the pressure and it gave way. And when that happened, the game was over.
As soon as you cross over that canal that separates Jefferson from Orleans, it was like
Look at people
when we first came back here, there were no insects, no rodents, no birds, there was no sound at all.
We brought it on the east side to basically let Lake Pontchartrain drain into the city. The game was over.
Evidence of the destruction can be seen in all directions as we travel 5 miles from the lower 9th Ward into Lakeview. Few, if any, homes remain habitable. The flooding that deluged Lakeview helped to position it as another epicenter of Katrina destruction. The breached levees allowed up to 9 feet of water to cover the neighborhood. Lakeview lies adjacent to Lake Pontchartrain and is the newest section of New Orleans. Development of the area began in the early 1900s, after the swamps near Lake Pontchartrain were drained.
They say that this is the country's worst natural disaster. Well, this is also the country's worst man-made disaster, in my opinion. We got hit by the by the London Avenue Canal over here. And the water line, you can see on the cabinets, you know, how high that water came and where it stood all that time.
As soon as you cross over that canal that separates Jefferson from Orleans, it was like, oh my God. When we first came back here, there were no insects, there were no rodents, no birds, there was no sound at all.
The breach in the 17th Street Canal levee was over 2 city blocks wide. The breach occurred on the Orleans Parish side of the levee and quickly flooded the area from the 17th Street Canal to the Marconi Canal and from Robert E. Lee Boulevard to City Park Avenue. On the east side of City Park, the London Avenue Canal breached, quickly flooding the rest of Lakeview to the west and Gentilly to the east. The flooding in the Lakeview area represents about 6% of the 145 square miles of total flooding throughout New Orleans.
To actually come back and witness your things thrown about and the destruction of your property and your whole life, actually, except for your living being. But the things that you're familiar with, the things that you call home, the things that your swing set that your little boy plays on, or your swimming pool that you swim in, you know, and it's all gone now. Yeah, so it was quite devastating.
Although the people stranded in the city after the hurricane were disproportionately African American, the flooding did not discriminate. Lakeview, a mostly white middle-class neighborhood, experienced some of the worst flooding in New Orleans.
Upon inspection when I got back, the water flooded up about 1.5 feet or so above the floorboards. It's about 6 feet above the street. This whole neighborhood is sort of raised up off the street elevation. And it sat here, it rotted out everything, rotted out all my tools. I've been working to build up my tools to renovate this house for a couple of years, and so those are all gone. I didn't have contents coverage in my flood policy. So that's kind of a wash. And so I've got a house that needs fixing up more than ever. And the only thing I have left is my rotted out air compressor in the front, which I just couldn't get rid of it because I was, you know, my pride and joy. So I don't think it's fixable, but we'll see.
Good schools, restaurants, and close access to the laid-back atmosphere of the New Orleans lakefront made Lakeview one of the hottest real estate markets in the city. Lakeview also represented one of the city's largest tax bases.
Floodwater probably got on this level to about this high, which is 5.5 feet. And we're up, 3.5 feet from the ground. Used to be the kitchen. It sustained a lot of damage, obviously from the water, with the walls coming apart and the floor coming up and everything in here basically being ruined. Of course, down here is where the worst of the flooding was in the house. This used to be the den where actually we spent most of our time. This is where the kids would play, and the TV was down here, and it was really, like I say, where we spent most of the time. At its peak, the water got above the ceiling level and into the floor above this room. The bathroom, obviously. I still have some important documents, but I'm not sure how useful they'll be to me now. Not sure if you can see the black growth going on in there.
Many of the homes in Lakeview remained intact due to the brick and slab construction. Unfortunately, the houses were submerged in floodwaters for days on end. When residents were legally allowed back into the city over a month after the hurricane, they returned to find homes severely damaged and infested by mold.
This is our living room, and the walls are partially gutted, and that's because Mike pulled a lot of the sheetrock off to just to get air moving, essentially. And this is our dining room. And, you know, we're trying to get things done bit by bit. It's just tough. It's really tough. Just getting the things out of here is very, very difficult. I mean, you can see the food. It's just, ugh. You know, it's just not something I'm really looking forward to pulling out.
It is just so very changed. To live day to day is just amazing here. People have to be very, very tolerant of frustration. There's no place to get gas, or few places. You have to go to another part of town if you want much in terms of groceries. There's a grocery store open in the neighborhood, but it's extremely expensive with very, very limited choices. And so many of the things that we take for granted, the mail delivery isn't daily. The garbage pickup, we don't know. I mean, the FEMA haulers are still taking away the debris, but you can't count on anything. You know, the grid is back up in terms of electricity, but the electricity as it comes back on is quirky, and various things work and various other things don't. And it will take a long time to figure out just some of those very basic things. It is a very foreign feeling environment. I feel like urban homesteading or something, and that sounds so bizarre, but the things that you've taken for granted are just not there, and who knows when they will be there.
I was completely flooded. I had water all the way up to the ceiling. And I don't know how long it sat there because we couldn't get back in the city. You know, it was a moratorium where they wouldn't let us back into the city for months. Yeah, and then once you did come back into the city, it was just total devastation. The smell was unbelievable. The soot. Before the mold set in, you had this black soot and mud that was all over the walls, all over everything.
Contrary to what many still believe, it was not simply Hurricane Katrina that flooded New Orleans. The majority of flooding was caused by a failed levee system. In a 6,000-page report, the Army Corps of Engineers admitted responsibility for design defects in the levee system that failed during Hurricane Katrina and caused 65% of the city's flooding. Infrastructure, like sewage and electricity, is largely restored in the Lakeview area. New floodgates, pumps, and levees are being constructed by the Army Corps of Engineers. They hope that the floodgates will be fully operational by the end of 2006, over a year following Katrina and months after the 2006 hurricane season. Meanwhile, many people in Lakeview have returned to their homes to rebuild. Others, who were forced to settle elsewhere, still wait for a variety of reasons, including progress on levee repairs, the reopening of schools, insurance disputes, and loss of jobs, among other concerns. Residents want to return and rebuild, yet for many, the obstacles are too great.
If the nation decides that this is not something that we want to do, invest all this money in flood protection, they need to understand that that means that we don't have New Orleans. And that's not something that I feel like residents of New Orleans can stand up on a soapbox and say, well, this is something we deserve. It's just, that's just the way it is. That's the way the decision works. We don't live in a flood area if we have that protection. And if we don't have that protection, there's no reason to be here.
You know, I'm not sure any city is immune from being stricken with a natural disaster. So if you don't rebuild one place, why would you rebuild any other place? You got to have a place for people to live. And if you keep deciding you're not going to rebuild after a natural disaster strikes, then you can start running out of places for people. I mean, that's basically simplified explanation of why I think it should be rebuilt. It's home to a lot of people, and people have a right to live there. And I think the problems that caused the flooding in New Orleans were not New Orleans' fault. These were federally built levees that didn't do their job. I think we're at least owed a commitment from the government that they can rebuild and protect us better. That's my view.
Community-based groups have formed throughout the city and are uniting to support fellow neighbors and help rebuild. For example, the New Orleans District 5 Neighborhood Recovery Group, which serves Lakeview residents, has established a fund to help people return. They estimate that 85% of households polled either have or are planning to return to New Orleans. An ongoing frustration for many homeowners, however, has been the slow response from their insurance providers. Even homeowners with full insurance coverage have had to deal with countless adjusters and long delays in settling their claims.
It's home to us, to many people. And this is a place where people raise their families, they send their kids to school, they go to church, all those things that people do any place else in the country, you know, to develop a sense of community. That's what we have here.
Although New Orleans is famous to visitors for its food, music, and festive atmosphere, people choose to call New Orleans home for its quality of life, sense of community, cultural diversity, and unique spirit.
When I first moved here, I was really amazed at the numbers of people whose families had lived here generationally, and they had gone away to college or they'd gone away and established a family somewhere else, but then they came back because family was a very, very strong draw for many of the people who live here. People are very attached to this land, to this area, and that's kind of an amazing thing. I hadn't seen that in other parts of the country.
I've lived all over. Even before the military, I traveled a lot, and I've been Washington, D.C., New York, a lot of places in Pennsylvania, Virginia, San Diego, places abroad. I've lived in a lot of different cities, and New Orleans is just the top of the line. The neighborhood was a family-oriented neighborhood, quiet, and we could walk to school. It was the perfect setting for us. Regardless of what caused the flooding, you know, we all lost. The nation as a whole lost. You know, New Orleans is going to take, I would say, at least 10 to 15 years to rebound from this. People say, well, why would you want to rebuild? It's my home. You know, it should be protected. If we stop eroding the wetlands, if we give the money and allocate the money that we need for the really good design of the levees, then we wouldn't have this conversation. You know, the Netherlands, they did it, you know, so why can't we?
This city has a sense of place like nowhere else I've ever been. And the people know where they are. You know, you can look at people here and they don't look lost. They're here intentionally. If you're gonna be here now, if you're gonna be working here now, it's because you want to be here. You can't just you can't sit back and wait for things to happen, because nothing's gonna happen unless you make it happen.
levee broke on the east side and basically just let Lake Pontchartrain drain into the city.
The water line, you can see on the cabinets, you know, how high that water came.
As soon as you cross over that canal that separates Jefferson from Orleans, it was like, oh my God.
The things that you've taken for granted are just not there, and who knows when they will be there.
The things that you're familiar with, the things that you call home, the things that your swing set that your little boy plays on, or your swimming pool that you swim in, you know, and it's all gone now. Yeah. So it was quite devastating.
If you're going to be here now, if you're going to be working here now, it's because you want to be here. You can't just you can't sit back and wait for things to happen, because nothing's going to happen unless you make it happen.
I need you to say that you forgive me.
You are gonna leave Mary alone, all right?
Mary, when did you get out of prison?
I need you to tell me that you forgive me. Just
I have
for 1
no
minute.
desire to speak with you. Ever.
I feel like I missed everything.
For more information, log on to timecodenola.com.
Zed, I hope we're right about this.
Are you having second thoughts?
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to do this time and space experiment at all. But our math is solid. Even the brain says so.
Brain, okay.
If we can invent this time machine, I mean, who wouldn't want the ability to go back several minutes in time to undo any wrongs?
I know. I'm no doubter.
I know you're not, Ben.
But if it goes wrong?
If we're wrong, we'll have squandered 120 million of the taxpayers' dollars and ruined our professional careers. But with this simple tablet, the culmination of all of our knowledge on temporospatial nanotechnology, we will be able to distort time and transport ourselves several minutes into the past.
It is worth the risk. For time and space.
To the Nobel.
Oh, God!
We did it, Ben. We did it.
What? We did what?
We altered the time-space continuum. We're gonna be famous.
Are you sure? Didn't we start it at... It's 4:13 right now. Didn't we start at 4:20?
Exactly. We're exactly 7 minutes into the past.
You should call the brain, man, and tell him.
Great idea, Ben. Brain?
Yes.
We did it! We did it! Our machine worked! We broke the time-space continuum. We're 7 minutes into the past.
Well, I would say congrats, but you may have caused a rift in the entire time-space continuum.
Well, what should we do, Brain?
Now there are two sets of you. There could only be one. Let me think. Do you mind? I'm saving the world. Two of you cannot exist on the same plane. No, you can't. You're gonna have to kill your twin. Yes, kill. Happy Grindhouse Day.
But why are we killing ourselves? We're men of science. Besides all those dead lab rats, we wouldn't hurt a fly.
You tell that to Einstein. Besides, remember why we're doing this. Think. Nobel Prize.
Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize.
Nobel Prize! Thank you, thank you. I want to thank everyone, Mr. President, His Holiness, and all of you. But I definitely don't want to forget the little people whose backs we crawled on to get here, like my colleague, Dr. Ben
Clooney.
Clooney! Dr. Ben Clooney!
Wow, so you're like rich and smart?
Yeah, I know a thing or two.
Let's have sex!
Yeah!
What the hell? This is my fantasy. Focus, focus, focus. Focus.
Okay.
I don't know if I could kill myself.
I know.
I have no problem killing you, though.
Okay.
Why don't we switch? I kill you, you kill me.
Okay. Dude, you cannot dance.
On second thought, I can't kill me.
Kinda like that. We're doing this again? It's what I would want.
Let's call the brain.
Yeah.
Hold on. Zed?
Brain! We did it. We took out ourselves. We're the only ones left on the timeline.
Now do exactly what I say.
What?
Just a sec. It's kind of critical. Now put the weapons outside the door immediately.
Yeah. We'll put the weapons back outside. Yeah. Okay. Okay, sure. I'll be involved. You know what this means? What? It means we're gonna be famous! Nobel Prize! Nobel Prize!
Brian, you didn't tell them that they had to kill their twin. Or the whole universe would collapse upon itself. Did you?
Well, maybe I did.
So you're a filmmaker, huh? You sit around with your partners talking about you gonna shoot this or I'ma shoot that. You ain't shooting shit. You gotta finish the sound bites and I need ADR and my soundtrack music ain't right. You ain't making movies if nobody ain't seeing them. Get the done, you bullshitting. We need your film. Send them in today. Timecode NOLA, you heard me?
Timecode NOLA is supported in part by the Louisiana Division of the Arts, the Arts Council of New Orleans, Cox Communications, and by people like you.